We're here at Sumac Ridge Winery, just on the outskirts of Summerland. Beautiful spot, nice little golf course close by, started by one of the pioneers of the Okanagan, Harry McWatters. Larger than life, a lot of fun. Let's go check it out and meet the winemaker. So we're here with Jason James, who's in charge of winemaking here at Sumac Ridge. He's prepared a beautiful picnic for us. Thanks so much. Good to see you,
James.
Thanks
to
so
see you
much.
here at
Thanks
Sumac.
for having us. Christa-Lee McWatters, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you,
Thanks
James.
for having
Welcome.
us. Thank you. And so, Christa-Lee, it's your dad that started Sumac Ridge. Tell me about that. When did you guys get going?
Oh, yeah, it is. It's a long time ago. We started, we bought the golf course in 1979 and pulled out a couple of fairways, planted some grapes, and started the winery here. So our first vintage was in 1980 and opened the wine shop in 1981.
So you were in the first 10 wineries of the Okanagan, I would say.
Yes, we're the oldest estate winery in British Columbia.
Wow.
So,
okay.
yes.
Okay. And then your dad carried on making wine through the 1980s and then took a bit of a leap of faith buying some land on the Black Sage Bench. Tell me about that.
He did, definitely. In 1992, he purchased 115 acres down between Oliver and Osoyoos on the Black Sage Bench. And at that time, people thought he was a little insane because he said, you know what, I'm going to also plant red varieties. So I'm going to plant Merlot and I'm going to plant Cab. And at that time, those varieties weren't really planted in the valley. So people thought he was a little bit crazy.
Because they wouldn't ripen, is that the
Exactly.
story?
Up until then, we were growing primarily hybrids. And then
Right.
with the free trade agreement in 1988, we pulled out most of the hybrids and we're starting to plant some vinifera. So
Okay.
you're just starting to see a little bit planted, but to plant Cab Sauv and Merlot down there was a little bit of a leap of faith. And, hindsight's a wonderful thing. And we wish we had more land. But,
For sure. Because, I mean, what did he pay for an acre down there on the Black Sage Bench?
At that time, we paid about $3,200 an acre. And to give you an idea in today's value, a couple of months ago, there was some property that went for about $175,000 an acre down along the bench.
Wow. So
yeah.
he's a happy man. This is one of your signature wines, the Stella's J. How do you make it?
It's a blend of Pinot Noir, Pinot Blanc, and Chardonnay.
Okay.
And each year is a bit different in terms of the proportions.
Okay, and it is a single vintage, right?
Yes.
And you make it in the champagne method or the traditional method.
Yeah, definitely. We call it the traditional method, where the secondary fermentation, which creates all the carbon dioxide in your glass, is actually fermented in the bottle.
Okay. So, Christa-Lee, you have a little expertise in terms of opening these bottles. Do you want to give us a demo on how you actually savor a bottle of sparkling? This is fun.
Definitely, sure. So lots of practice. I mean, here at Sumac Ridge, we definitely, like a lot of celebrations, we like to enjoy life. So there's always a bottle of Stellar's J close by. And, we like to savor. So I'll show you a little bit of how we do that.
All right.
So
you just open it up.
yeah, you want to this is the one time you actually want to take the foil right off. Usually we leave that on, but you want to take that right off.
Okay, all right, this is fun.
Stand back.
Yeah, exactly.
Has anybody lost any fingers?
Well, it is definitely not something you want to try. Don't try this at home unless you've done it, for sure.
Right. Okay. And then what are you looking
So
for
what I'm
now?
actually looking for is the seam of the bottle.
Okay.
Because that's actually there we go.
Okay. So you want to make sure you have that at the top, right?
Exactly. So, and because that's actually the weakest part of the glass is that seam. So.
Okay. And then. Whoa.
There we go.
Way to go.
Welcome to Sumac Ridge.
It's fantastic. And how did that tradition start? Any idea?
This is actually a Napoleonic tradition. So, as Napoleon rode through different regions of France, obviously as he went through Champagne, people would give him gifts, and I don't know whether he was just in a big hurry, but they never took the time to dismount, and so he would draw his sword and lop off the top of the bottle as he rode through Champagne. So
Sounds like he was living well.
I think he was. That Napoleon
Cracking
had something
bottles of
figured out,
champagne left, right, and
definitely.
centre.
So.
Perfect. Well, that's fantastic. Now, your dad, is he still involved a little bit? Does he still come to the winery sometimes?
You can definitely see him around the winery here. In fact, he was hosting a dinner last night at the winery, so we still let him back in the door every once in a while.
we've come in for a little bit of lunch and we're here to meet up with the executive chef, Roger Planadon. Good to see you, Roger.
Nice to see you again, James.
Absolutely. So last time I saw you at Fairmont Hotels and Resorts.
Yes, absolutely. I spent a bit of time with that company, but I'm here in the Okanagan and just love it. This is God's country.
And why did you decide to move up to the Okanagan?
Because I became smart finally. You know what? This is the place.
This is the place.
This is like I say, it's God's country. You know, terroir de cuisine and the vines and the food, the fruit. And it's lovely.
And so for your dishes here, you use a lot of the local ingredients, presumably?
Absolutely.
And so what is there in terms of sourcing and farms out here for the food you make?
Oh gosh, you just have to walk out your backyard and you've got everything in front of you. You know, it's you've got everything. Literally, the chefs from Vancouver are just drooling over what we've got here.
And some cheeses, locally made cheeses here. So tell me about that. Who's doing?
I deal a fair amount with Poplar Grove cheeses. They're really local. So I really like to utilize the ingredients that are actually around you, and they produce some amazing, outstanding cheeses, and I do support them quite a bit.
Yeah, no, they're fantastic. And so you're open for lunch and dinner, or just lunch?
Yeah, absolutely. We're open for lunch and dinner, and on Sundays we are open for a plated brunch, which is something that we tried that's new. It's a bubbles and brunch, so to showcase some of our sparkling wine. It's a fantastic way to spend an afternoon with a glass of bubbly.
Excellent. So Sunday mornings, this is the place to come.
You
basically.
bet.
All right. Excellent. Well, good to see you, Roger.
Cheers. Nice to see you again.
So it was a great fun visit to Sumac Ridge. You've got to come here and check out the underground sparkling wine cellars. You might even see Christa-Lee saber a bottle, have some lunch, and then after a couple of glasses of wine, try out your golf game on the local little course here. Good times.